Hey, in this video, let's talk about what is a product. There are several aspects that are going to define what a product is. First of all, a consumer or a user is going to get value out of the product. Second is that the product has to solve a problem or a need of the customer. And by solving this problem or this need of the customer, this is how you are providing value to those customers. And obviously, for every product, in order for it to be an actual product, there has to be a consumer or a user for that product. So basically, what that means is that you have to have a problem perceived by those users and a solution, which is the product that you're building for your customers. In order to define a product properly, of course, you will have to have a set of users or customers that I talked about earlier, and you will have to identify who are the type of customers that you are serving. There's no product out there that serves everybody. Some aspects that you are going to have to take into account when you are producing these products is that customers are going to be willing to pay for the value that you are giving them. This is not always the case, especially if you think about most of our social media apps. People are not going to be paying for those ones. And what's going to happen in those cases is that the companies, the social media companies, they are going to be monetizing the usage by added advertising into that tool. The products that you can produce can be both material or they can be immaterial. For example, most of the tech products that we have out there nowadays, they are not necessarily material, but there's of course a ton of products that are still material, like you can buy a chair, or you can buy food, or you can buy a TV. But most of the tech products are there nowadays tend to be material, or you could consider somehow immaterial. There's also services where you actually don't have ownership, but that you pay for the enjoying certain product for a while, for example, going to a hotel. Products have a very big difference when compared to projects. Projects typically are going to be fixing the scope that they have, and it's going to be something that you just build it, deliver it, and then you are done. Products, on the other hand, typically are going to be evolving over time because products are usually built to address problems that many times you don't necessarily understand. This is especially true in tech, meaning that you don't know potentially what is the real solution that you had to build, and it's something that you know that you will have to evolve over time when you know better what the customer needs are. And the customer needs are probably not going to be identified until the product is released and iterated together with those customers. So it's very important that you understand if what you're building is a product or a project. Products can be defined in very different ways, especially for tech companies. So for example, I'm using now this camera to record this video. The display of the camera on itself could be considered a product and be built and managed by a separate team that can build it on their own. But as such, it's not going to be built separately to the users because there is no value, or there's not big enough value on just selling that component. So what happens in many times in tech companies is that there's many teams that, or several teams that they are building different parts of the bigger product as sub-products on their own, and then they had to be combined. The camera is then the one that is solving the need for the user, either for recording videos, for taking pictures, memories, and so on. So in the end, what you're going to have are several product squads that are going to be working in the product. In some cases, there's going to be just one for smaller products, but in most of the cases, products tend to be relatively complex and require different teams to work in them. What you have to make sure is that your products are not too small, that people can get confused with them and treat them more like a project, and that they own a relatively important part of the bigger project that is being built. And also you want that they can make decisions and they can take ownership of what the product that they are building is. When you end up with this kind of organization, of course, then you are going to have to be able to manage all these different teams, put the work together, and make sure that what they're building is something that is solving the needs of the users. Building products, managing products is not a simple or a straightforward task, and in general it can be quite complex one. So it's very important that the people that are working in building these products understand very well what they are doing and understand also what they are trying to achieve and what is the needs that those users that you have out there are. So if you want to understand better how you can manage products and how you can get into the product management world, go check out this video. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up, it will help a lot. And if you agree or disagree with anything of what I've said here, please leave a comment below. I will see you in the next one, and remember, stay safe.